Welcome to our channel everybody. Please watch my video till the end, it may benefit you in your future life. May Allah bless you with good health. Greetings from yet another video. We'll look at 10 foods today that contribute to inflammation. While some inflammation is healthy for the body because it is your body's natural defense mechanism, you should avoid chronic inflammation. The core cause of the majority of ailments is thought to be chronic inflammation. However, additionally, it might keep you from leading an active, joyful lifestyle. Knowing which foods to stay away from would not only lower your risk of developing chronic diseases, but also improve your mood, energy, and overall quality of life. Make sure to watch all the way to number 1 so you can learn about a common food source of inflammation that very few people are aware of. Currently, most individuals consider inflammation when, after a sprain or other injury, people see a swollen ankle or knee. However, inflammation is a much worse problem. Even though you cannot see the inflammation, you may be sure that it is present, especially if you don't eat properly or exercise regularly. This is because the body's natural response to stress is inflammation, nutrition, exercise, environment, or even emotions. And when your body starts to swell up, it increases your risk of everything, including weight gain, allergies, colds, and the flu, migraine, to more serious illnesses such as gout, heart disease, stroke, diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, and the dreaded C word, cancer. Even the healthiest among us will have some type of inflammation. If you live in today's fast-paced, toxin-filled world, you have inflammation. The real question is, what do you plan to do about it? Let's look at what causes inflammation. Well, lack of sleep, stress, dehydration, smoking, drinking alcohol, and gut bacteria imbalance are all contributing factors, but the main cause, and the most easily reversible, is eating an inflammatory diet. Replace these inflammatory foods with healthy substitutes today. Let's begin. Corn. Ancient corn is a nutritious, healthy grain. The genetically engineered corn we find at the grocery store and in processed foods is not. Corn is one of the most genetically engineered foods, and one of the most prone to pesticide residue. Glyphosate is a widely used pesticide farmers spray on genetically engineered crops. By killing off beneficial gut bacteria, glyphosate allows bad bacteria to thrive. This triggers an inflammatory response that can cause achy joints. This herbicide is responsible for many digestive conditions like inflammatory bowel disease and celiac disease. Find them in conventional baked goods, cereals, breakfast bars, processed meat, and corn syrup. Substitute. Buy organic corn or replace it with other small vegetables like peas. Less common cooking oils. Vegetable cooking oils are used in many homes and restaurants, have very high omega-6 fatty acids and dismally low omega-3 fats. Excess consumption of omega-6s triggers the production of pro-inflammatory chemicals that wreak havoc on your body. Find them in polyunsaturated vegetable oils such as grapeseed, cottonseed, safflower, corn and sunflower oils. Also, soy and peanut oils. These oils are often used in processed foods, baked goods, fast food, and fried foods. Substitute. Macadamia oil, extra virgin olive oil, or avocado oil. When in doubt, the best oil to cook with is coconut oil. Sugar. Excessive sugar intake causes tooth decay, and increases your risks of obesity, inflammation, and chronic diseases such as metabolic syndrome, and type 2 diabetes. Sugar also feeds bad bacteria and cancer cells, giving your immune system a hard time. Because it's excessively acidic, sugar directly causes inflammation. Find them in sugar-sweetened beverages like soft drinks, fruit drinks and punches. And sweets like pastries, desserts, candies and snacks. Substitute. Opt for natural sweeteners like maple syrup, agave, honey, or blackstrap molasses. If your sweet tooth bothers you, snack on some fresh berries, or all-natural dried fruits to fix your craving. Artificial sweeteners, processed sugars and sweeteners trigger the release of inflammatory messengers, called cytokines. One in particular, corn syrup, causes inflammation of the liver, and contributes to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Find them in sweets and processed foods. Look out for corn syrup, dextrose, fructose, golden syrup, maltose, sorghum syrup and sucrose. Substitute. Skip the artificial stuff and go for all natural sweets like dates and honey. To keep the calorie count low, opt for stevia instead of Splenda. Trans fats, trans fatty acids are notorious for their double whammy effect. They increase the levels of bad cholesterol, while lowering levels of the good cholesterol. They also increase inflammation. The Harvard School of Public Health warned about the dangers of trans fat in the early 1990s. Saturated fats aren't much better. They trigger fat tissue inflammation, which is not only an indicator for heart disease, but it also worsens arthritis inflammation. Find them in deep-fried foods, fast foods, baked goods, frozen foods, margarine. Substitute. Choose products that do not contain trans fats, partially hydrogenated oil, or vegetable shortening. When in doubt, assume that all commercially prepared foods contain trans fats, unless stated otherwise. Dairy products, as much as 60% of the world's population, cannot digest milk. In fact, many researchers think that being able to digest milk beyond infancy is abnormal, rather than the other way round. Milk is an allergen that can trigger inflammatory responses, such as stomach distress, constipation, diarrhea, skin rashes, acne, hives, and breathing difficulties in susceptible people. Plus, hormones, pesticides, and antibiotics fed to cattle make their way into milk. Compounding the problem, find them in, apart from milk products like butter and cheese, foods with hidden dairy content include breads, cookies, crackers, cakes, cream sauces, protein powder, and boxed cereals. Substitute. Replace milk with coconut milk or homemade nut milk. Use coconut oil instead of butter and cashews instead of cheese. Non-organic meat. Commercially prepared meats come from animals fed with grains like soybeans and corn, a diet that is high in inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids but low in anti-inflammatory omega-3. They are also loaded with antibiotics and hormones, to keep them free from infection and speed up reproduction. Find them in, unless otherwise stated, most, if not all, beef, pork and poultry you find in the supermarkets and restaurants, come from feedlot farms. Substitute. Free-range organic meat from animals that are fed a natural diet of grass and vegetable. Processed meat. Processed meat is cured, salted, smoked, or otherwise preserved meat. It typically contains added nitrates, corn products, soy, and preservatives and coloring agents. These ingredients make the food product so toxic, it's carcinogenic. Now that's hard to swallow. Find them in ham, hot dogs, sausage, lunch meat, bacon, and salami. Substitute. Eat fresh meat, poultry, and fish or organic alternatives like smoked salmon or beef jerky. Alcohol. Regular alcohol consumption causes irritation and inflammation of the esophagus, larynx, and liver. Over time, the chronic inflammation can lead to tumor growth at the sites of repeated irritation. Find them in beers, ciders, liquors, and wines. Refreshing and thirst-quenching drinks like a glass of pure, filtered water, tea, or fresh-pressed juice. Refined grains. A lot of the grains we eat nowadays are genetically modified, processed, and contaminated with herbicides and pesticides. Some grains, like wheat, are so refined that they cause severe allergy-like symptoms in most of the population. What's more, wheat is bleached and stripped of its nutrients, which are added later on in the form of synthetic vitamins and minerals. Complete the blanks. This is blank. Why? Because the food that you are sensitive to is intended to fill in for you. Many people have food sensitivities but are completely unaware of it. Many people have dietary sensitivities in contrast to food allergies, where symptoms typically appear suddenly and intensely. Food intolerance symptoms may take more time to appear or completely ignorant about it. As a result, when signs of food intolerance do manifest, they are frequently dismissed as everyday mild illnesses like fatigue and headaches, but repeated, long-term exposure to food that irritates, can cause inflammation and lead to chronic disease. Locate them in gluten, milk, nuts, eggs, and nightshade vegetables are typical food allergies. Contrary to popular opinion, you can become allergic to foods that you consume frequently. Replace, if you believe a specific meal may be to blame for your food intolerance reaction, try fully avoiding it for about 2 weeks, then pay attention to how you feel. Reintroduce the food into your diet after the abstinence period is over. You should be able to tell the difference in how you feel if you are truly incompatible with it. Here are the 10 foods you should avoid since they create inflammation. You must focus on the underlying source of inflammation if you want to control it. Substitute nutrients that fight inflammation for ones that increase inflammation. Start by substituting canola oil with coconut or olive oil. And add some turmeric and anti-inflammatory herbs to the mix. Concentrate on whole, unprocessed foods and drink plenty of water. Finally, pay attention to your health by frequently exercising and reducing your stress. Most importantly, ensure that you receive 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night to aid in your body's recovery during the day and to lessen inflammation. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe, and click on the bell icon, so you never miss a video.